Hi everyone, you're watching FX, and in this video I'm going to make technical analysis for the coming week. And the sponsor of this video is simplefx.com. Offers Forex and cryptocurrency CFDs trading. And now you can deposit with Bitcoin. Please check description for the link to SimpleFX. Okay guys, and before I continue the video, I just quickly want to say, if you are watching this video for the first time, please watch my previous video, okay? And also my old videos about the strategies, the way I trade, and also if you are a complete beginner, also the videos for beginners. They are old, like 2013, 14, but they are all accurate, so I still trade and use the same strategies, okay? And for some of you who are saying that why I'm explaining and only saying about the history, examples on the history, well, for those of you who watches the videos all the time, you do know that I'm not only explaining on the history, okay? So if you watch the first time, that's what I'm saying. If you see the previous video, because some of you just jump into new videos, okay, and don't understand what I'm actually talking about, I'm not just explaining what happened on the market, okay? I am actually explaining what I am planning to do and what I will be looking in the future. So really I'm looking at past, present, and the future. So I'm looking what happened in the past. I'm telling you about what I've done in present, okay, and what I will be looking and what I will be doing in the future. So I do okay, of course I can just make videos about make very fast quick videos about what is going to happen, so where we're looking at which levels, and that's it. But that way it's not going to be easy, I think, to understand. For example, where like some of you saying you had good trades, you had bad trades, okay? Like some trades you telling me, well, here you done this, but I'm saying I didn't go for this trade. And so for you to understand why I didn't go, for example, for the trade, for the one you went for, that's why I have to show it to you in past or present. So what I was expecting, what I did this week, okay? So that way you see what you've done this week, for example, and what I did this week. And you can see, did you have profitable trades or you didn't, or see what I did, my trades were profitable or not. And of course you see what mistakes maybe you did, and you learn from it. So you learn when you compare. That's, I think, the best way. So that's why please, before you write any comments or messages to me, please watch the previous videos, okay? So, and again, I do look in the future, but yes, my videos, like I give the titles that it's Forex analysis, it may be forecast, of course, and I cannot say exactly where the market can go. It's that nobody ever can tell you exactly if it will go up or will go down. We all think that we're looking at the technical analysis. I mean, like, we'll of course following the news, the political, financial news, okay, economical news. So all taking it in mind and thinking like, yes, we do might have a trade. So of course I'm pointing out, not trade, the trend. So I'm pointing out like maybe this is the first signs of trend changing. So we do expect, for example, right, one thing, but the market can move anyway. So that's why when I look in the future, I'm only looking at possibilities to go for trades. That's why I'm saying looking for the entry points. Okay, so I'm expecting market to move either direction, and that's the important. To find the possible good entry point, and then it doesn't matter which way it will go, because that's the way I trade. That's why I'm saying please watch the previous video so you will understand what's happening, why I'm saying, oh, it can go up, it can go down, because that's the way I trade. If you don't trade the same way, or you learn from someone the other way, so it's up to you. I mean, I'm not forcing anyone to follow my trades or follow my strategies. It's all totally up to you. So I'm just sharing with you my view of the Forex and my view of trading. So that's all, guys. So that's it. Please, if you just came into this site right now, just please watch the other videos, okay? And then you can, of course, ask me and write me any questions if you don't understand anything, and of course I will try to answer as fast as I can. Okay, so and now let's go back to our technical analysis. Okay, so we're starting as usual with euro dollar. And just another thing, of course, you know that who watching me all the time and you first time, so if you see previous videos, you would see I will show in the live trades, the examples of trades, and I'm always telling you when I had bad trades, when I had good trades, and I'm telling you why, for example, the trade was good or why it was bad. For example, for right now, I'm also learning from my mistakes if I'm making them. But for example, like this year, you've seen my trades in September, October, and beginning November now. I had very good trades, so I didn't have any bad ones to show, to talk about. So I have good trades and I'm sharing with you. If I will have bad trades, of course, I will tell you about it and I'll share it with you. So that's it, guys. Okay, so okay, we start with euro dollar, and as usual, again, we're going to see what happened and what I will be looking for. So this is a daily chart. So you see it's a quite big time frame, and you know I usually look at all the time frames to see the possible way it goes. So yes, we do look at possible the trend. So you see I had the uptrend before. I won't just now in daily chart I didn't remove this, so now I'm going to remove this uptrend channel because it does look like we have the change of the trend. So now I'm going to try to show it to you to see is it going to be the downtrend now, okay, which possibly could be downtrend, but as I'm saying, it's anything can happen. But I'm using these levels just to see where it would be better to place the new trades. Okay, so maybe it will be in a downtrend. At the same time, of course, it can turn around and go the other way. You never know. That's Forex. That's why you have to think about that. It doesn't matter what you think it might happen. It will do whatever it wants to do. It will not do what you want to do. Okay, the Forex will not go the way you want it to go. Okay, so maybe once or twice it will go the way you thought it will, but then it will change, and then that's how you lose. That's why I never treat it like, oh yeah, I know where it's going. No, you know you don't. No, really. Okay, nobody knows where it's going. Okay, it has its own mind. Okay, so let's just see what happened. Okay, again, previous week. So again, I'm telling you, right? Remember we were in here, and well, last week I didn't draw this downtrend channel. You see now because I have this bottom right now, and in this week nothing happened pretty much. So now I decided to place it and see. You know, it's like plus minus a little bit low, a little bit higher. So I'm going to just a little bit adjust. You can always do it when the market gets a bit closer to the level. So then you adjust and see how many other wings of the candles you have, or the bodies of the candles, and you expect a little bit low, a little bit higher. So not exactly. So where the levels are not 100%, we're just plus minus a little bit is always. Okay, so what happened this week? That's where I went, right? And then I said what I will be waiting for again, right, for this week, for the market to come back, to have a little bit of recovery. Okay, so it had a good drop for actually a few days, right? So it was a bit dropping and come out from head and shoulders, and this is where I thought it will go around this level, and I will be looking for the trade if it will give me any consolidation around this level, and it did come around this level, but look how wide it is, like you see. So that's the one of the point. I didn't go for any trades for euro dollar this week, so it was no trades for me. I didn't like it. Look at that, it went up, it went down a bit, come up again, was sitting around here, didn't give me anything good around this area, come out again, went up again. So could have been very small little trades, but I didn't want to go for it because I had the other pairs I will be showing you. They had a bit better options. Okay, so that's what we do, looking for better entry points. So for me it was nothing. I didn't like anything at all, and we had non-farm on Friday that I was waiting for, and it didn't also prepare for it well. You see, it just was very messy. That's how I say it's mess. When it's mess, I'm trying to avoid it. Okay, so easy as it is, just prefer not to go and risk for it. Okay, so now what I'm expecting and what I will be waiting for. Of course, do not forget to check all the news, everything that's happening. There will be some conferences pretty much for every pair I trade. So it's, of course, attention on all of these different things happening. Okay, so there is also just reminding, I'm not sure, it will be like something about from America, the tax, something about the tax. So just follow all this news, just see what they talk and what's happening. So here we go. So at that point, what would I wait and expect? Well, it did break a little bit this level, still higher than the low before low we had, right? So of course, it, like, the first thing would be like it possibly will go down, okay? So possibly it will. At the same time, it is in downtrend, right? Downtrend channel, and we do have these two levels, so still could be possibility for it to come back a little bit, to have a correction, okay? Continuing the correction to go to any of those levels. So you see again the possibility going both directions. Even though it's a downtrend, it still could go up a little bit in here or continue its way down. So that's all, easy as it is, just waiting for any good consolidation. And I will be looking at around this level, so I will continue it, because you see it's kind of been treating it all week, quite as important one. I was sitting around it and didn't go anywhere, like didn't go too high, didn't go too low, didn't give anything for me good anyway. So nothing. Well, but if it will give something around here, let's say on Monday, there wouldn't be any gaps, okay, because it could be possible, and we'll have a little bit more like Monday and going towards Tuesday before the market opens for Europe and London. Then I will be looking for the trades, okay? And also, of course, don't forget, bear in mind that the conferences, there will be conferences for Europe. So bear all of this in mind. So this is where I'll be looking. So my entry point would be around this level. If the market will jump, or will jump up, or will jump down, then I will be looking for consolidating around these levels, okay? Going to that one or going to that one, even if it will, for example, will break it straight, who knows, it can't jump or anything, I don't know, maybe. Then I will be looking for it to go to this level, okay? Because it does look like a level of the downtrend. So that's all, guys. I have these levels. You see, this is where I will be looking for any possibilities to go into the trades around all of those levels. So we'll be pending orders again for buy and sell if there will be nice channels, okay? Nice consolidations, a bit better than this a little bit. You see, this is a bit so messy for me. You see, that's like too much. Like, for example, could have taken this little one, but this, again, it was too bit far away from this one, a bit too close, too far. The same with this one. That's why I didn't want to risk, and it's a non-farm, didn't want to risk, nothing good. See, and all the week it was nothing good. It's very messy, you know. With euro dollar, again, if you look the strategy, you know, I like the narrower the channel, the better, okay? The narrow, like not very wide. If you look what was here, it's very wide what was happening, right? Okay, so 50 pips. Okay, so I do like a little bit narrow one, like something like this, but better, closer to the levels. Okay, so it was a bit too far a bit. Okay, and the same here. So that's what we'll be looking for, opening the market Monday, going to the Tuesday, and of course then it will depend what's going to happen during the week. Okay, so pound dollar, that's the pair I was trading. Okay, so I had good trades with pound dollar because that did exactly what I was expecting. And again, if you would watch the previous video, you would see that what I was telling you, where to look for going for trades, right? And this is exactly what I did, just exactly what I told you I would do. So we stayed here, so it's 1 hour chart I'm looking at, okay? And the market was around this area, okay? So I had all of these levels from my previous videos, okay? From my previous trades. I had trades before. So let's go on the 4 hour chart so you see it better. So where these levels came from, you see here I had this top, I had this bottom level where I was selling previously. I was telling you about I was selling here. So what I told you, we were expecting the interest rate rise from Bank of England, but I was telling you that the market is already expecting it. So it was like 99% sure it will change. That's why I said this is the danger, that if market accept it, then it could possibly first was expecting it will go up, and when the news release it could go down. So you see, that's why it's other way around, because market concentrates then not on exchange, not on the change of interest rate. The market concentrates on what they say after report, okay, what they're telling you, okay? So I wasn't following what they were saying there. I knew when the news event happening. That's why I'm saying to you, always mark in the diary where it's going to happen, and what you do, you just see where it's going, and if it's actually going where you think it will go, for example, to the important levels. So that's what I said, it will go up. I was thinking, okay, so That's why I'm giving you like all the options. So I'm thinking, okay, if it will go up, what I'm going to do, I will wait for it to come inside, go back to this area. Remember I was telling you about it, going back to this area, give me some consolidation, okay? So I was saying something like this, okay, that would have been like really good if it would do something like this. Well, it did something like that. So also useful, because that's what I used last time and it worked. So, and it's exactly pretty much the same done this time, this week. You see, that's it. And I had my orders and I had my pending orders to sell from that level. You see, it's like, it's what, Monday, Tuesday, it's kind of showing me I'm going to this area where I was there before, okay? So, and then I stay here. See, on Wednesday didn't break, it didn't go up, it just went down, didn't go further, it just stayed in this area. Went up a little bit, and before the news, it was sitting still in this area. Yes, it didn't give me a nice straight channel like it was here or like it was there, but it is the area where it was before, okay? And I was pointing you this out. That's why you need to analyze the market to see what happened, okay? It's not like history, it's easy to, you look at the history to see what could happen in the future, because it can repeat itself. That's the technical analysis. Like, you see, that's exactly what's happening. You just use it. Okay, so when I was here, I thought, well, anything can happen. You see, I didn't know it will go down, even though I said in the previous video, okay, so then I expect to go back down, well, this area, or maybe even further, because usually it will break and maybe continuously, okay? So I expected this, but at the same time I said, well, who knows, it's the market, maybe it will go up and continue to this. So I placed trades both directions, okay? It was very wide, but it was, I felt at that time it was worth it, because a lot of concentration was on pound. Looking at euro, nothing was happening there much, so I felt, looks like market might be concentrating on pound, so I took this risk. You see, that's my entry point. I placed a pending order to buy here and pending order to sell, and I got into this trade. So it was a very nice drop, was perfect, and by trailing stop I come out from this trade. So I want to come out around this area. So of course I was hoping it will continue the way down, okay? So I got here probably about 50 pips in profit, so I got around this area, okay? So probably about 80 pips even. So that's it, guys. That's how you like think and analyze. That's what I'm trying to show you in my videos. That's how I think, and you see how it works. It's been working for me all this year. So of course it's not always 100%, but 99%. It's also pretty good for me anyway. So what is now? Now it's slowing down again. You see, what I don't really like is it didn't continue the way down. So it's still trying to balance around. There still will be Brexit talks. Okay, so you see, again, that's why it could be ups and downs with pound, because of this Brexit is still in the air. And around here it's nothing really at this point. I mean, of course I would be waiting for some consolidation, okay, for some consolidation, but what to do? My point was, I was watching it when the market went down, so I thought when we will have non-farm, I was hoping possibility on the non-farm continue the way down. So I was watching for it to actually break that area. So you see here, to break this, probably I'll just I will leave the other levels, and I will draw that one, so it would be just a bit visible. So we do have a little bit of wing out here, but we still have the bottoms of the candle. So for me, I'm going to look at this area. Go. So a bit higher, just the bottoms, okay? So around this. So I would wait for consolidation. So again, as I'm saying, it could possibly continue the way down. I thought the non-farm is going to happen, but it didn't. So it was a bit messy on non-farm. You see, I didn't go for trade here on non-farm either, because I didn't know what's going to happen. I was expecting a bit mess, and I didn't go for trade. So around here, of course, that's what I was thinking, if it will break it, so then hopefully it will continue the way down, and we'll have another 2 levels here. But do not forget, remember, I was telling you again in previous videos all the time, we still have these bottoms, okay? If you would draw, I'm not drawing it right now, visually, just you remember there is still a little bit, so it could be a little bit down, just by using those bottoms, just to see maybe it will not ignore this, okay? Maybe it would be stop a bit and then turn around again, so who knows? You see, it's very hard to say what can happen. So going a little bit smaller chart, so looking for consolidation. Now you see all the levels again. It could be this. I would be looking for more depending on to sell. On the way up, I probably wouldn't place the orders to buy, because at this point it's not very nice. It doesn't give me a straight nice channel like this one, right? Okay, or like that one. It's a little bit more messy. So probably would be again better to go back to this level, to give me something like this, and then go back again to this area. Okay, I'm still leaving these levels. I mean, I would probably, I thought that I would walk out for this week, and I would cancel, remove them, but you never know, we might go back again to these areas. Okay, so it could be. But before that, look at this. What I was also looking and thinking, possibly to walk, because this looks like, I do call it a little bit messy. There is also pattern. I never told you about diamond pattern, so it could possibly be diamond pattern, but I don't like it much because it's not very nice one. Okay, so it's not as good as it should be. So to be honest, I more like call it like a fish. Well, for me it looks like a fish, so I do really like, you see, it looks like a little bit fish when you draw it. So so that way, what gives me a little bit of where I could possibly maybe go for a bit smaller trades, and you never know, maybe you can try to catch something. Again, as I'm saying, depends. There will be some comments again about the Brexit, and well, if there's anything else, I think it's maybe the bank will be comments, but just follow all this, what's happening. Okay, so that's kind of something like this. As we see, it's not very nice, but for example, let's just look at that, because it's kind of in the middle between these two levels. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, looking at entry points, right? So if it's like, let's say in the middle between those two levels, so just see what's the distance. You have it is about, you see, 100 pips channel. Okay, so for example, maybe to go for a smaller trade, so I might have a look. Okay, so if it's looking like, well, possibly, maybe could be diamond, I don't know, maybe. So would look, see it, well, this one is not very nice one, a little bit lower. Well, except to see you have this little, that's what I'm saying, it's not possible. If, for example, it will open on Monday, okay, on Sunday, for some of you go on Monday, so I could look at if it will have sitting here before Tuesday, right? Again, opening of European and English session. So if it will go into something like this, and maybe possibly I would look for some place in the trades. You see, it's like 50 pips up and possibly 50 pips down. So usually it's like, well, to this level it's only about 40, but to this one you see it's about 50, because of course I can ignore it and go down a bit. So it could kind of a little bit, maybe a little bit risky, but still could be possible for some entry points. Okay, not sure if I would want to risk it or not. Just again, depends what's going to be there in the air, what the market will be concentrating on. Then possibly I might look at it. Okay, so I'm not going to have it, because you see it's a bit messy. I do like when it's a bit cleaner screen, but just pointing it out, so could be bear in mind if it will do something around here to a little bit higher and stay in the middle, okay, between these two levels. So if not, as I'm saying, if it will create something nice, for example, if it will go just around this high, like this one, it will do a little bit a straighter channel around here. So then I would be looking at a channel that's, I'm not going to draw it right now, but possibly like this. You see, if it will still have a straight line, then it's possible still to go for trades. You see, it's about 70 pips to go up. You don't really want to waste. Well, I wouldn't probably want to waste it, but depends what would be with the other pairs. Maybe it would be a bit better options. So that's what I'm saying. We'll see how that will come out. So, or unless it will just continue and go to this level, okay? So then I will be looking at the same it was before at that level. So that's it, guys. That's how I will be looking at, okay? Looking at these two levels. So of course it will break down, and then it's wherever it will be slowing down in the middle here. Then I will be looking for again pending orders for both, either continue to the target area here, this level, or possibly come back to this level. Just depends how far, for example, will go down, and the same way up. We'll do here around. If I'll go for trade, then I'll be waiting for it to come back to the next level again, okay? And something what we already seen before. So that's my thoughts about the pound dollar for this coming week. Okay, now we're going to dollar yen, and dollar yen I had again no trades, because just as I was saying, it's a bit messy for me. We have on a bigger channel, bigger chart, you see we still have that level, okay? It didn't break this week, and it didn't break the bottom level either. So what you see now, it's created like again, we still remember I was telling you, the first it looked like maybe it's a flag and it still continue way up. At the same time, it looks like a shoulder and a head. But now we have one top and we have another top. So it does look like a double top now of the head, okay? Possible. So let's go on a smaller chart and see what trade, for example, well, you could have taken, maybe I could have taken, but because I was looking at like pound and the other pairs, I didn't go for this one. You see this little channel, that's what I was telling you last week again. So I wouldn't go for trade unless it will try to break that level or that level. So this was the little channel. It did break a bit, then created it, and this could be possible trades. I didn't go for this because you see it's not as straight for me, because it was a little bit up here, a little bit low and a little bit low, except this was a very nice straight line. Okay, so I didn't want to risk it. So but that little channel could have taken, if you go on the 15-minute chart, you see it's a longer and it's a bit nicer. So that could have been a trade. Again, placing orders to buy and also possibly using the right bottom for sell. So for me, I decided I don't want to, it's a bit risky. So now you see here how it was messy again, and before non-farm it didn't prepare itself nicely either. So no trades for me. And back to this area again. So that's what I'm saying, it is a danger of it's turning back again, right, creating a double top and possibly a head. So it's kind of like more towards the downtrend, but at the same time it's again it got to this area, so it could possibly break and continue the way up. So once again, I would just, for example, see how it goes. If it will create anything again around this level, right, some nice straight consolidation, and to see what the news are going to be there. Okay, there will be some Japanese. I think there's quite a lot of news for Japan. So that's what I'm saying, could be, who knows, could be a bit dangerous, could be some movements. Then there are also American news. Remember, there's something about tax. I don't know if it's this week coming or next week, but just bear in mind. So you see, it could be good consolidations. So that possibly, as I'm saying, again, possibility around this level, anything, go for orders buy and also to see for orders sell. Well, could possibly to use something like that. It's a little bit wide, as I'm saying, it depends. You see about 40 pips, 50 pips, where you see it's about 60 down here, and if it will break, it's 120. So could possibly use that level, use that little channel, well, quite wide channel, and see how that will go. Okay, so if it will sit inside it, maybe it will be a little bit narrow, closer to the level, which will be better, but just bear in mind this area. Okay, you see it's been like this all week, so that's what I would be looking at. Okay, so just bear in mind that consolidation, a bit wide but wide, so but the consolidation. So if it will, of course, will jump straight away down, then that would be the area to look again, like it was here this week. And if it will jump up, then it would be next level for me. Okay, so that's what I will be looking at. If you look on a bigger chart, then you see where that coming from. You see it's from these tops. Okay, so, and then of course bear in mind that big one from the bigger time frames. So that's my view on the dollar yen. That's how we'll be looking at it to work for next week. Possibilities. Okay, Australian dollar was also out of trading for me this week, and we do have kind of a bit of the downtrend. I don't like to draw here a downtrend because it's very narrow. You see, it's like quite sharp down and very narrow, but it's not. It kind of didn't make any much of the movements here. And you see on the daily chart, it's kind of a little bit weird here. I can't even draw any levels here, so we're looking on the smaller ones. And so I didn't go for the trade because it was messy too. Okay, so this is the area I draw for you. Okay, I was saying that I was expecting for the market to come back in this area, and then I will be waiting for any good consolidation, and it didn't consolidate inside there. So it went up a bit, went down a bit, went up again, and get in. So that's what I'm saying. It all depends how you trade, and that's the way I do. Okay, so for me it wasn't good. Even if you're okay, I could have had a look at it dropped, okay, and had a correction. Yeah, so this kind of a bit of correction you would usually expect, like it's in a downtrend, right? It's a downtrend, so it went down like he was here, correction, went down, correction, and went down again. But you see, it didn't move too much. So here could have been an entry point. Okay, could be possibly an entry point, but I just decided not to risk it for. You see, it's well, it did drop not much, I would think. So that's why it could have been you see, it's about 40 pips. I mean, it's still on its way, so it could possibly continue the way, but it was again all week was a bit of the correction. Went up here, so it made like a little double top, so kind of one signal, and then that broke that level and that level. So, but it wasn't strong movement. I was thinking that the non-farmer could possibly be a good movement, but it didn't. You see, and it went out from it a bit too early for me. See, if it would have stayed here before the non-farm, so possibly I would have looked for the trade, but because it went down right before the news event, you see, it's already went down, so it's broke it before the major news event. That's why I decided to stay out. That's it. That's how I didn't get into the trade. And so now, same thing again. It's kind of sitting around this level, a little bit higher, okay, so plus minus around this area. So possibly I would just wait for the next week. We'll go down a little bit or consolidate around here. So just to see, maybe I would have to lift it a little bit higher, or maybe it will come back in the area. So this would be what I would be looking for it. Okay, so at this kind of bigger charts, you see this, I'm saying the daily chart, it's very hard to say what is it like. It's a bit messy here. On the 4-hour chart, it's kind of looking like it did have a bit of double bottom, but now it's okay. It was a little bit higher, so it could be this bottom, and then maybe it will go, and that would be also double bottom. See, so it could, as I'm saying, it is possible it will come back into this area, and maybe it will have a little bit more recovery. So, well, you see, we don't have like very big American news this next coming week, but we still have, you see that the market doesn't make those movements on most older pairs, like the American ones, like, right, the ones which don't have also major news, like for Australian, not major news something, right? We had it before, quite big news for Australian. So it's still a concentration at in speculation about the interest rate change, okay, for US. That's why it's not making, the market doesn't make like on some like euro, you see, didn't have make big moves, like dollar yen, it still doesn't know where to go, Australian dollar and dollar don't know where to go. It's all because of this, I believe, the interest rates. So well, hopefully well, it probably will be the same November, I think, but well, hopefully in December it will give us a little bit better kind of directions, I don't know. So, well, that's what I'm saying for Australian dollar. Well, depends. Will it give me anything good this week? So any of these channels, any of these levels, like I'm just saying, for any, come back to any of those levels, back maybe in this area again, give a little bit better, something a little bit better than it was this week, or maybe just sitting here a little bit and giving some nice around this here level. Okay, so and then placing the orders both directions again. See, it could be a bit of the correction continue, or it could be the way down. So any directions. So of course expecting a little bit that's what a bit disappointing, because we're expecting interest rate change in December. So I thought like the pace should have gone a little bit before December, and then in December against dollar, I mean, then it should have go down in December if they do change the interest rate. But you see the market this time decided to do it what I decided to do. I mean, it doesn't matter, still I'm making a profit, so not as big as I would want, like previously, because market doesn't make huge movements, I would say, for me. So, and I had a trade in dollar card. Okay, so dollar card was just perfect to trade. You see, we went here, and I told you exactly what I'm going to do. Just wait for consolidation around this level. And that's exactly what I did. It consolidated very nicely. You see this? It's a beautiful consolidation all the way Monday and on Tuesday. And we had some news, and that's what I was waiting for. Okay, so and then I had also both directions orders. I was using this, it's quite wide, but I was using this channel, and the market went up, so I went into this trade. And of course I didn't draw this level, but as you know, as you watch my videos already, analysis, so I hope you learned something from it, then you would immediately see the top and would draw a top and see this is where it could be stopped. You see, that's what I'm using the levels for, to see where to possibly come out from the trade. So I thought I would get the trade here, and if it will break this level, then I will continue and I will buy a bit more. And the market just stopped here. See, that's how it works. And so immediately you'd expect, of course, it's a double top. Okay, so what does it mean? That the market could turn around, and have a bit downtrend, even though it's against well, dollar, which is getting a bit stronger these days, right? So let's just see on the bigger chart again what I was saying to you in the previous video, that we have head and shoulders, but what we don't understand with this area is that the shoulder is treating it, or is it going to create a shoulder? Okay, so it will go down. That's what I was saying to you. Okay, for some of you, well, let's say, okay, we don't need this anymore. Well, okay, let's just leave it for now. But we have the change the trend, right? Okay, we do have the bottom. For example, we had two bottoms already, so I could have done this, but I didn't. Just bear it in mind, okay? We do have the uptrend channel, and that's what I was saying to you. You could have, like, because of the upside down head and shoulders, then you would expect it to continue way up, okay? But it's not always doing exactly the same, right? We also have, like, need some corrections, and you see at the same time it was looking, maybe it was a shoulder, so it went down. So now we can have this uptrend channel, okay? So what that means, and possibly this could go down, okay? So it could possibly at the same time it can of course continue the way up because it's uptrend channel, but I didn't want to draw it because we do still have this level, and okay, if it will go down, for example, I still have this level, okay? So I will be using them. And with this channel, it's also very hard, is because we do have one top and now we have another top. And it's created this week, okay? It showed it this week, this top, because that's why, for example, I wouldn't want to do it here before to know, before it start to show a little bit of the down trend, like, let's say, okay, so it's changing, like when it was going up, and then finally we do have like three red candles. So you see, it could also possibly we can use just these two tops, okay? And then we do have our uptrend channel, right? It's still an uptrend channel, but a little bit let's say quiet, not as sharp, okay? If that one is very sharp, right, then this one is not as sharp. So you see, that's the point with all of this with the forex. You can't say 100%, okay, what the market will, how the market will treat the levels, where exactly will go, but we do have an idea now, okay? So we do have an idea, and again, even with these levels, it still gives us options for entry points, again, for both directions, buying and selling. And that's all what it matters. As long as it moves at least 50, 60 pips, it's still an opportunity to make the profit. So as long as it's not like only 30 pips movement or 20 pips, very small ones, which will take us in bad trades, we don't want to be. But 50 pips at least, and then you're in a good trade. Even 40 pips for taking just 10 pips of profit, or 30 pips. Well, as I'm saying, all depends how wide the channels. Right now, the channels are getting a bit wider, because remember, I like the ones about 10, 15 pips wide, but no more. Now they could be about 20 pips. But if they're like 40, 50, then I have to think a bit more. Would I want to go and risk it to go for such a wide channel, for example, like it was here, a little bit wide? Okay, so let's go into the smaller chart again and see. So what I would be kind of thinking and expecting now, what to do. So, well, you can understand now. You see, it's like, and it went down. I didn't go for any trades because it didn't have a good consolidation in here. It didn't give me anything good. It well gave like a little bit of like little flags, which what you would expect, right? That's what I was saying. I was thinking it will go up, or at the same time I could have tried to go for sell, but I didn't want to risk it again. Just thought, let's just wait for it to go back to this area, and then I was expecting the news, okay? And that's the pair which worked out quite well. You see here we had a very nice drop. So, and here I had a sell too, not much though, you see, because it went way up. So I actually got a little bit of out here, not very many pips, unfortunately, because yeah, I was really hoping it will continue the way down. But by trailing stop, I was out again, okay, so with the profit, of course. So, but this is where the entry point was, okay? See, before the news, we had a little channel, but I used this wide one because I did have this area before. You see, that's what I'm saying. We're looking at possibilities, because you see, before, like the news, it went up a little bit and then it went down, okay? So you don't want to go into the bad trade, okay? So you always see what it could do. So you see, it could have gone just like here, what this what did, and then turn around. So but this was like really nice one, but that's what we're waiting and see. Like I'm saying, on the news trading strategy, you see, I look what 15 minutes before the news come out, see what happened, where the market is, and placing the trades about 5 minutes before the news happens, okay? But not the earlier, because the earlier you can come out something like this, it jumps up and then you're in a bad trade. But using the levels, you will avoid it, okay? So you would place the trade above this level and below that level. So that's how you do to avoid those unexpected or the moves you don't want to. I mean, it wasn't very unexpected. Luckily, it happened way before the news event, okay, way before it. You don't want something like this happening right at the news, so like spike or anything like that, for example. So, but that's how you use it, okay? Well, that's how I use it, and it's been working for me. Anyway, so what now? Okay, just leaving it right now. Okay, so. It has a bit of a correction. I mean, it's always expected. Wouldn't be, of course, expecting it that high. That's what was the mess with the news. Okay, with non-farm, you see this reaction. You saw in the other pairs, it was even worse. It was not much of the reaction. Went down, went up. So very messy. In here, the same. Went down, went up. And now, of course, I would wait for consolidation. Of course, I was hoping it will continue away at least to the next level, because it gave me now a double top, and possibly it is a shoulder of the upside down pattern. So, okay, so the first thought was a continued way. He decided to do the other way. Okay, so it went here. So now if I would look how much distance, okay, so we're looking for the distance to see how far I can go. Okay, so I have about 40 pips, which is I'm saying that's what it's a little bit risky, because I usually place the orders about 20, maybe 22, 25 pips above the levels, like here, for example, yeah, 20 pips up, 20 pips down. Okay, so the same if it will move around here, I will be looking for the orders and placing 20 pips up, 20 pips down. You see it's about only 40 pips right now, about 30 pips distance, so it's very risky. So I would prefer it either come down a bit lower around this area and give me something around here, or possibly come back to here, okay, back to this area. So, well, let's see if it will actually break it or not. Could be a little bit lower, right? Could be a little bit high, because we do have bottoms here. So around this area, so that's what I'm going to look for. So if it will come back to around this area, then I will be looking for any consolidation here and placing the orders again, both directions, for buy and sell. If it will go down a little bit around this area, maybe it will give me like a triangle, could be like wide, and then it will down and narrowing down. Okay, again, then I will be looking for the same pending orders, buy and sell. So as easy as it is, again, if it will get to this area, then we'll be looking around this area. So I'm not drawing anything here, but that's what I will be looking for. That's it. Easy as it is. Okay, so if it will go down, then that's the next area. If it will go up those levels, then I would still will be looking at this one, just in case, because it could create a third top. It's very possible. You've seen it before. Double top goes into the third top, possibly. But we'll see. It doesn't matter as long as it moves enough. So that's the dollar card. Okay, going to euro pound. Okay, euro pound didn't have trade. Again, messy, just as I said. It will be okay. So and then what we have, you see, for our chart here, see, went up and down, kind of a little bit double top. You all know about it. You saw all of these levels before. Went down here. I was telling you that what I would be waiting for to any consolidation around this area, because my main point was that it will sit in this between these two big levels. So between those ones would be some movements. I didn't want to go for it, didn't want to risk it too much, and I said for me it would be more important this level and that level, because they're quite from them it's quite good distances up and down, and between them you see the market can stop anywhere it wants. Okay, so and here that's why I was looking at, of course, when we had before the news, of course, for pound. Well, it was around this level. You see, it's created. We had a bit of consolidation here, went a little bit, and then consolidation. So I would have been looking at this area. Okay, so that could have been possible to go for trade, and before the news event. Okay, so this is where we had the news event. So this possibly could have go either that way or this way. But because it started to come out from me just before the news, I didn't want to go for it. Okay, so I didn't go for it because it started to move. If that movement didn't happen before the news event, it would just continue. That's what I'm saying. Yes, maybe I'm missing some good trades, but also I'm avoiding possible bad trades, because today it worked nice, tomorrow it might not be as good. That's why I'm always trying to look for a bit safer trading, okay, less aggressive. Okay, it could be very aggressive, I'm like somewhere in the middle. So that's why you see, it was very nice. I was looking at it thinking, okay, it could be a very good trade. And it was a good, but not as good as what I wanted. You see, it went just a little bit too early and went up. Okay, so what next? It didn't reach the top. You see, it went down here, but it created again like a little channel here. Like you usually, after the big movements, you would wait for any correction, right? Or consolidation. So you had a consolidation, went down a bit. So it could have been trades here, okay, for wherever. So you know now about all these options, okay? So now it's going back to where exactly again? Back to the next level. So to be honest, again, I don't know, I probably wouldn't go for it, but if it will create something around this level, possibly, then it could possibly be an entry point. Okay, so if it will do like a little channel again, like it was here, so we still have, you see here, about 50 pips possible, again 100 pips down there or 100 up there, so pretty much kind of here in the middle. So again, is a possibility, I'm saying, to see if at Monday open, for example, before Tuesday, or the news, whatever news we have for euro or news for pound. As I'm saying, there will be some conferences. I believe the market will concentrate on those conferences. That's what could be possibly the entry point. So it could, but at the same time, you see, it could be like very small movements like this. So it's pretty risky, like I would say. But depends, as I'm saying, what the news will be coming and how good it will create anything around this level at this point. Of course, if it will go down, then I would wait for it to come back to this level. Would still ignore this one and see it coming to this level. For me would be better, and give me something again, a bit something like this, but not jumping it right a little bit before the news, okay, something important. And the same to go to this area, okay. But if it will consolidate here for a while, it possibly could be a good entry point. So that's for euro pound. Gold, okay, gold, that's what I was trying to say, that's why I was more looking into gold, and like you see, missing, I'm not going for some other trades, risking more for gold. And disappointing, it's very, very disappointing. I didn't make a loss, but I didn't make a lot as expected, because I do expect gold to move a lot, and it's just very annoying. It's not moving much. So you see, well, I was here again from the previous week. I had a buy order here, okay, I actually bought, and I was in a trade. The market opened, luckily it didn't jump, and so it went down a little bit, so I come out with a very small profit, about 10 pips. I come out from here, okay. Then it went up. That's what I was saying to you, I will be looking to try to break it, that level, that channel, because still kind of expecting it to go up, and I was waiting for some consolidation here. So it did give me a little channel here. See, on the bigger chart, on the smaller chart, you'll see it did. Except, as I'm saying, with gold, I'm looking at bigger charts, bigger time frames is better for gold, in my opinion. Okay, but I was still thinking, okay, there still could be. I went for a small sell. Okay, I went for a small sell, thinking maybe it will, okay, sell should reach this level at least. Okay, it's still about should be 50, like you see, about 80 pips. So I thought, okay, 80 pips, maybe halfway, meet me halfway. That's what we did. Okay, for trailing, by trailing stop went up again and was out with a very small profit again. So then I was looking at this area, thinking, okay, it will try to break it, and I was buying again. So I was pretty much crazy this week for gold, and was still hoping. I didn't want to miss the trade. I was still hoping maybe it will continue the way up, and then waiting for the news event. So when it started to a bit of, I went out again for about 10 pips, and then with trailing stop it come out. So then I was looking at this area, and I was thinking, should I go for the trade on Friday before the news event, because non-farm, and I decided not to go. Okay, so because what I thought, again, was it worth it to go? Because yes, of course, I was expecting it. I was hoping that it will break that area, okay, we'll break that area and go all the way, so it's like about 200 pips, okay, and even maybe more, because you know from previous video it looks like a double bottom. So I was hoping, and then at the same time I was looking at it and looking what happened this week and what previous week it was stopped in this level, and it didn't reach. I thought this probably is going to be stopped again by this level. So if it would go, you see here, about 60 to 70 pips, and then when the news events, of course, we do have a little bit wider spread. Okay, so if you don't have brokers with fixed spread, so then I thought it's not worth risking. Okay, so I thought it could be again, maybe it will jump, maybe it'll jump back. So that's why I was out for the news event. Okay, so it could have bring me a little bit again, probably 10 pips profit, but I didn't go for it. So that's what I'm saying. It's could be messy. I was really hoping from gold a little bit more movements, but looks like that interest rate is still bothering the gold too. So what? That's why I don't really like that mess, to be honest. Really hope December soon, and then just interest rates raised or whatever, and then finally the market will go back to normal. So well, right now I'm going to remove this. I don't know, maybe I should leave this. No, I'm probably going to remove this level and that level too. So I don't think I need it. So it might be a little bit wider now, the downtrend. So I'll come out from this little bit. Like if I would like draw this, that could possibly be a bit bigger. So just to see what you see, that's like kind of sits still in here. You see, so for this coming week, will it break it or no? Will it try to get up again? I don't know. I think a lot of people expecting it. That's what bothers me. Okay, that's what bothers me a lot. Is that you see why it's not going anywhere? Because I think many people do actually expect it to go up. Okay, because we have so many signals. The strong signal, the strong level. Okay, it went down, but then it reversed, went down, and then expecting it to go up. We have double bottom. So it's, you see, it's kind of like, and it's in the uptrend channel, right, on the bigger time frame. So because of this, it's quite often when everybody expecting it, so it could go absolutely the mad, okay, the other direction. So that's what I'm saying. In this situation, then it could possibly be breaking this level. I think that's what I'm saying. It wouldn't be a strong news for America this week, because it was last week with non-farm. Okay, I thought non-farm would help a bit, but it didn't. You see, even like news like non-farm didn't help. So that's why I think they still think bloody interest rates, and because of this, it well, except I'm saying it's still whole November, and what is it going to be? 13th of December, something interest rate decision. It still had plenty of time to go, isn't it? To go up at least halfway, but at the same time, it could drop. What I'm just trying to point out, that we do have this area, okay, and it does look like a very nice, a little bit of the consolidation, but it's very wide. And the point is, the one thing in my head is that it could be worth it to go for it. Okay, it could be a very good big move at one point when it will break it. At the same time, it could be again messy because of this like what is, well, mess. It was mess, wasn't it? So it's we have a distance here. You see, it's 130 pips. It's a very big distance. Okay, so that's why I'm just thinking maybe I should just avoid gold for a while. You see, until it will be, but at the same time, I think it's going to be missing something really big. You see, we have that level here, and also the horizontal level is quite strong. You see, we have the bottom previous, we have the top previous here, little bottom touch here, and we do have little tops around here and the top here. So it's pretty important area. Okay, so that's why it's kind of, if it will have a sharp move, you see, it could be, well, not sharp, but continue in a way. I mean, it's still quite a lot to go down. It's been going down for a while. Will it do this way? So, well, and the other way, we still have, well, about 200. Well, you see, the point is, because with gold, it's very risky to trade without the stop. Okay, so that's why if for example, I would be looking to go for it and looking to place the stop, of course it will be because if we would see it sits in this channel, for example, yeah, so then it would be at least 140 pips plus from the bottom plus more, so about 200 pips stop loss possible, okay, one way, and 200 pips stop loss the other way. So for that you do really want to have a big move. That's what I'm saying. It could be very, very risky, okay, but maybe worth it. So for this week, okay, what I'm going to see, what I'm going to wait, I think I'm going to actually draw this level just to see it, if it will sit in this area. Okay, so I do have to move from here. Let's see. So it could be as straight as that. So maybe it will, as I'm saying, maybe it will break a little bit here, because if it is more straight, okay, let's say, okay, that might be not very good that way. Okay, see, so it could continue a little bit, break that, so it could be like try not to catch us on this, right? So okay, I broke that, and then okay, I'm going down. So we do have this one, so a little bit more horizontal, okay, a bit more straight lines, to see if it will break it, because do we have this? Was it something like around that area too? You see, we had a little bit here on this area, and a bit these areas too. So that's what I'm saying. That's pretty much could be it, to look at that areas. Okay, so breaking one or another could be good movements. So but it is very, very wide between it. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. If gold is a little bit too much. So well, this week, well, as I'm saying, I'm not sure what kind of news the gold going to follow, because I was watching it, as I'm saying, I'm not trading it long enough to understand exactly how it moves. It's like with the pairs it's easier, with the currencies, then with gold a little bit for me a bit harder. So that's why there will be some the American news, of course. That's what I will be see how is it going to prepare before the American. I think that the tax law should be, the tax regulation should go through if it's this week. So that's, I'm going to see where and how is it going to consolidate. Okay, so we'll have big movements, or would it just actually sit in around this area. So and then well, we'll see if I will go for trades or not. So right now I'm out of the trade, so I closed all, so no open trades for me on anything. So that's why we'll see. But this is the area I would be looking at. Okay, concentrating. Okay, so that's what I'm saying, because it is possible both. Of course, my first thought from the last week was it should go up. Okay, I was hoping it will continue up, because we do still have month and a half before the interest rate. Okay, and but you see, it still chose not to make big moves, and that's what I can understand why it's not making the moves. So what is it holds? And okay, so we will see that what's going to happen. But I'm saying it's pretty dangerous, because I think a lot of people think it should go up. That's why I don't know, like those big guys over there, how they think, because they do move a lot. So if they would think the other way, so you see, try to fool everyone and drop it first, it could be possible. Okay, so it could fool everyone and drop it again, and then possibly turn back. But that's the area we'll be looking at. Okay, guys, so this is with gold, my view. Now we're going to pound yen, and I don't trade this pair. I did once, and it's a bit widespread for me on this pair, so I'm not really into to trade this one, but it has very good opportunities this week. So what did I have? You see, I have a bigger chart. I had a little bit of the top and top. We had a bottom quite strong support level, and here I was thinking that maybe it will be creating some like a triangle on the bigger chart. Okay, so I had that one, but I told you to bear in mind these levels, because previously it was in this area. Okay, and kind of similar to what pound dollar was doing, right? So I said it could possibly from here go back to this area again. So, and again, see, it did exactly what expected. So, well, sometimes it does work like it does 100% exactly as you expect, but not always like that, no. So you see here on Monday, it was consolidating, so it actually gave again like a really nice, good channel. So it would have been possible, for example, to go for this trade. And for example, I probably wouldn't go, just like I was saying. You see, well, we still have like, you see, 60 pips, and 70 pips if it would try to break it, but 60 pips back to the bottom area. But I'm saying it's because of widespread. I never traded pound yen before, so it's not really the pair I would probably trade. Again, I don't know, and so we'll see. But you said I wouldn't go personally because I would be waiting for the news event. So for that event, that would have been my trade. For example, if I would go with pound yen, this is where I would go. So you see, it went up like pound dollar, so it went back into the area, tried to break it to fool everyone like I'm going, and then come down. So with all these levels, you see, you would expect something like that, okay, something similar to what was before. So that's what I'm always saying to you. Look what happened, okay, what happened previously. Of course, it tried to break. Maybe it would have, you'd think it would go like this, but no, it stayed in here. Didn't have enough strength because before the news event happened, okay. So I'm removing this level, don't need it really, so from here you see it's created like a really nice little channel. Well, actually quite nice, not a little, like quite long, very strong. This is the strong channel. So you see it's in the channel. It's very high, very close to this level. So that's perfect as a level for placing the buy orders, okay? And that's the channel placing the sell orders. And it went down a little bit. And with the news event, you see it went up, so that's the channel to use before the news event. And this would have been avoiding, you see that when a spike happened, this would have been avoiding from the bad trade to get in, and it just went down, okay. So that would have been a very good a trade, and it's like nearly 200 pips I think drop. So it's yes, it's about 200 pips. I mean, it makes big moves too. So well, but I don't know how wide on the news event the spread would be. So okay, so it had a good move. So this is where it was possible to get in, and now it's back to a spot level again. You see, around this level. So I didn't break it. Like really strange why I didn't break it, but well, I guess I could have a consolidation around here. So that's how I would be, for example, I would look for, okay, consolidation. I think maybe this one, well, I would still leave it just in case because it was stopped here before. So that's what I would look for, okay. If you do any consolidation, then use that level to go for buy, and again bear in mind this one and possibly go back to this one again, and at the same time go down. If you do down, just bear in mind this level and possibly go down to next levels, okay. So these are all the levels where I would be looking at if I would be looking for entry points for pound yen. Okay guys, so that's it, a little bit long video. I hope it was useful, and if it was, don't forget to like, subscribe, have a good trading week, and I see you next week. Bye everyone.